Welcome back to the Third Latest Podcast. Hosted by your favorite people, Nate and Donnie.
What's up? What's up?
This week we'll be talking about our top 5 teams most likely to win a Super Bowl. And then also we'll be doing our top 10 QB receiver duos. And let me rephrase that. It's top 5 teams most likely to make a surprise Super Bowl run. So we're talking about these surprise Super Bowl teams, people that could sneak into the Super Bowl, you know what I mean, that you might not think will. If you missed our episode last week, we had our playoff picture and our NFC predictions. And the week before that, we had our AFC playoff standings and predictions. So if you missed those, go check those out. But yeah, man, let's jump right into this week's episode. We're 1 week closer to the NFL, baby. I'm geeked.
Tomorrow is our fantasy draft.
Yes, it is. I'm hyped for that.
Boy.
You know, that's a whole different thing. Yeah, hit that follow button, hit that sub button, that like button. Anything helps, you know what I mean? And that, share them with your friends. You know that they like football, basketball, the Bengals, any type of things, they can check us out. If you want to learn more about football, check us out. You know what I'm saying? At the Laces. But let's jump right into this. Oh, man. You want to do QB receiver duos first or top 5 teams most likely? What y'all think? What should we do? We should do one of these episodes live. I'm trying to do one of these episodes live.
Yeah, we actually should.
We'll do that once we get more into the season and once we hit 100 subscribers because we're about to hit 50. We're at 49. Did you keep that?
Yeah, I did see that.
One away, you know what I'm saying? Hey, these 20 to 50 viewers listeners we get, man, that's just crazy that we get that. So thank you guys, whoever's listening. I love you. You know what I'm saying? All love. Comment. Hey, if you're watching this right now, I want you to comment. So comment a word. What word should I say? Comment a word. This is how I can tell if you're a real G or not. Right here.
No, I don't know.
We're only 2 minutes and 30 seconds in. Did you skip over the intro?
Okay.
Comment Jaguars if you're watching this right now, because I just seen that team name on my paper. Let's jump right into it. Top 5 teams most likely to make a surprise Super Bowl run. Yeah, you want to start us off? Just let me know your top 5 teams. I'll let you know my top 5 teams, and we can talk about it for you guys. Yeah, go over our reasonings.
Now, did you do yours like the number one?
So top 5 most likely to make a Super Bowl surprise run. Like my number 1 would be the least surprising. My number 5 would be the most surprising, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's how I did mine.
That's how I did mine.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, cool.
That's how we did our standings here.
Yeah. All right, so my number 1 would be
top 5 teams most likely to make a Super Bowl.
Yeah, the surprise team.
Yeah.
So my number 1, I put Jacksonville.
Okay.
Okay. My number 2, I put Jets.
Okay.
My number 3, I put Vikings. My number 4, I put Chargers.
Ooh, spicy one.
Yeah. And then my number 5, I put the Dolphins.
Ooh, okay. Okay, I like that one. Man, that's crazy because I have the Dolphins winning their division, and I don't have them in my list.
Yeah.
So let me run over mine. Top 5 teams most likely to make a surprise Super Bowl run. Number 1, I got the Dallas Cowboys. Number 2, I got the Jacksonville Jaguars. Number 3, I got the Minnesota Vikings. Number 4, I got the New York Jets. And number 5, I have the Baltimore Ravens. And my honorable mentions, I guess, will be the Bills and the Dolphins. I mean, I guess I could say I didn't write the Dolphins down, but, yeah. What was your number 1 again?
Mine's Jacksonville.
Jacksonville? I have them number 2. I got Dallas over them.
We both had Vikings in number 3.
I'm actually surprised that he put Vikings because didn't you say that you feel like they're going to have like a downhill kind of year?
I feel like they're going to win the division, but
right.
You said surprise.
Yeah, it is. I mean, top 5 teams most likely to make a surprise.
Like it's a surprise, so surprise, yeah.
Well, why do you have Jacksonville first?
I got Jacksonville first, and Ridley comes back, okay. Doug Peterson's obviously a great coach. I mean, Christian Kirk, Ingram, Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne. I mean, and Lawrence has shown so much progress. Like, this year I think he's going to blow up. I think Jacksonville could be a very, very scary team.
He turned into a different demon at the end of that year.
Yeah, he did. That's what I'm saying. And their defense is still good. And like I said, I like my main ones like Peterson coming in there. He's a good coach, man. He takes teams, he gets them wins. I mean, look what he did last year already in the first year. So to me, and the year before that, it was a mess with that college coach. Who came over? And, the 1 year.
Urban Meyer.
Yeah,
Urban
and
Meyer.
that was a mess. And then he came back this last year with Peterson, and I
Urban
feel like
Meyer
Trevor Lawrence.
masterclass.
I think Trevor Lawrence made a big jump. I think with Ridley
Big
back,
year.
Christian Kirk, Ingram. I mean, it's just
One that
I
I
don't-
want
I
to
don't-
point out that you didn't have was Dallas. I have them number one. Did
I
you
have
just
Dallas
think that
making
they're
the
gonna-
Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, you do. My bad. Oh, if you didn't watch that episode, that's a little.
yeah. I got Bengals and Dallas in the
He's
Super
got
Bowl.
Bengals,
buddy.
Dallas, and Super Bowl.
I can't
That's
have
true.
them on the list.
That's true. I don't have Dallas in my Super Bowl. You're gonna have to go check out that episode in mine.
And I guess
But-
I could have put Philly on there since I ain't got them winning it, but
Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah.
it won't be a surprise. And dude, come on.
I feel like I would have had the Dolphins if I didn't.
Like
have
to me, I
Dallas
feel like it's gonna be Philly or Dallas. I mean, that's my two. That's
in the NFC.
yeah, NFC.
That's
is gonna
what
be-
I have as
that's
my
gonna be
NFC
one of them two.
championship game, Philly and Dallas. So I mean, we'll
So I
see.
ain't gonna put them as a surprise because if they make it, it's not a surprise.
Well, I got Dallas number one. I mean, because I just feel like they're the most obvious. You know what I mean? Their new receiving core, new offensive coordinator, plus one of the best defenses in the league. They were second last year in defensive turnover rate with and they were number one in turnover differential. They were forced most fumbles in the league with 17 on the season with also 20 interceptions. And did you know everyone says Dak's like, choker, whatever.
Whatever.
Last season, he did what he could in those two playoff games. He had over 500 yards and 5 touchdowns in those two games with a completion percentage of 64%. That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like he does good, man, but
Like, even with the injuries on the offense and to the receiving core.
yeah.
But what I did find out was back-to-back years, they've lost to the 49ers, so it seems to be like Cowboys kryptonite
Actually,
to 49ers.
hold on a second, man. Let me see on my playoff.
They get over that hump, I feel like, with the
Ooh,
new weapons.
that's what I got on here.
That's what I'm
Cowboys and
saying.
49ers.
I might
They're getting
too.
over that hump.
With these new weapons, they might get over that hump. That's what I put. I also
We also
that's
got Dallas
crazy.
and San Fran.
First time beating them. I got Philly and Minnesota though. Look.
I got Philly and Detroit, and Detroit gets smoked.
But
I want to see Detroit get over that hump. Come on now. I know you're in Green Bay's division, but
I mean, I got them going 9-8. I don't even have them making the playoffs. I'm sorry, Detroit, but you're gonna have to show me something this year. I'm not a big Jared Goff believer personally, but yeah. Every report I've seen though from the I wanted to touch on the Jags a little more. Every report I've seen from the Jags has been T-Law is just skyrocketed, straight leader, like straight leading that team.
I'm not a Jacksonville team fan, but
Oh, and I wrote
I'm
this
excited
down.
to see him play this year, man. I really am.
They added linebacker Devin Lloyd to their
Yeah.
defense.
Yes, they did.
He's
I
an
didn't have that.
absolute dog.
Yeah.
And it'll also be, T-Law and Doug Peterson second year together. And they got their defensive coordinators on their second year, Mike Caldwell. Their defense is young. It's not too crazy. Like, they got Trevon Walker, who's pretty beast. Seems like they really need a little help in their linebacker and defensive tackle position. Their defensive tackle is not very good, but they got Tyson Campbell and Shaquille Griffin as their corners. I mean, they're nice. Jags are nice. I'm not gonna lie to
they
you.
are.
They're gonna surprise a lot of teams this year. Like
That's
a lot
what
of
you had as your number 2?
yeah, it's my number 2. I had some people texting me and they weren't happy, thinking that I think the Jags are gonna do as good as they are. But I mean, I got them going 12-5. A lot of people think they're only gonna win 10 games, maybe 11, but you never know. And yeah, but you have the Jets at number 2. Let me hear this. How do
Yeah.
you feel like that wouldn't be a surprise? It's Rodgers' first year in New York.
How would it not be a surprise?
Yeah.
because it's his first year with the team. Like, to me, I don't know. I think
second most likely.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think the additions of Rodgers, Dalvin Cook, they brought in Adrian Amos, all whatever from Green Bay too. Alan Lazard. The defense was already good. When you add them players, and I don't know, with it all together, I just
They also got a new offensive coordinator.
yeah, they did. And then with Garrett Wilson coming off Rookie of the Year, I mean, he had Zach Wilson. Like, when Aaron Rodgers, I think they're going to be something special, honestly. And actually, I think I've watched all the videos, all their highlights on thing. If you're
Their
watching,
defense is
if you're
ridiculous.
watching Hard Knocks, which I am, you can see that they got a great connection already. So
Yeah, they do. That rap scene was fun.
dude, I know. Don't be surprised. I guess I can't say that. But surprised if, to me, I like the Jets. I don't think they're going to make it all the way, but
They could. They got a Super Bowl star quarterback. You got Dalvin and Brees. That's the best. Is that the best 1-2 punch in the league? I know, as a Packer fan, it might hurt to say that, but now that they're a 1-2 punch, Dalvin and Brees.
I just gotta see. Yeah, as long as they
that's
stay
pretty
healthy,
crazy.
It could be definitely.
It's
crazy.
probably going to be 2,500 plus yards between them two.
Yeah. And then you got their third receiver, McCall Hardman.
Mm-hmm. What sucks for them though, Corey Davis just announced his retirement. That was a big. He just that's a big depth piece.
Yeah, I know it is, but
that steps up the role for Lazard a bit more, which Rodgers loves Lazard.
Oh, Lazard's a number 2, guaranteed.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So, but when you got Garrett Wilson, Alan Lazard, who's already got a connection with Rodgers, and then you got in Hardman, who's as quick as lightning.
And then you
On
got
the slide. Come on.
Rodgers' best friend all time, Randall Cobb, sneak in them little
Randall
slants
Cobb, and then he's
them
got his
little
old,
streaks in the slot.
plus
Oh
his
my
old
God.
offensive coordinator from Green Bay when he won MVP 2 years in a row. Yeah. So
Well, you can say that they with the Jets. I have this written down, so I did not forget this. You could literally say that they got the best running back duo in the league and the best corner duo in the league. That's a legitimate argument, in my opinion.
that's what I'm saying. They're all
Now you add Aaron Rodgers to Garrett Wilson, who's in his second season, who had the most receptions and yards out of all rookie receivers, with 3 different quarterbacks thrown to him last year. He's got a Hall of Famer this year. Hall of Famer.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
That's why I have them in mind, but 2.
Would you have them at 3?
4. I have Vikings
4.
at 3.
Okay.
I feel like if they can make things click on paper, this is one of the best teams in the league. The Jets.
I think you make it click.
On paper,
yeah.
it's one of the best teams in the league. I got the
It's gonna be
Vikings
fun
at
to watch.
3.
Man, the AFC's just gonna be It's gonna be so much fun.
You also have Minnesota at 3.
Yeah, we both do have that.
You know what was crazy? I did this. I was doing my research the other day, and I wrote down who they lost and who they gained. They lost Thielen, major losses in games. They lost Thielen, Eric Kendricks, Zadarius Smith, and Irv Smith. And then you keep KJ Osborne, and then you gain Brandon Powell.
And KJ Osborne's sneaky good. Dude.
He is. He's he reminds me of
He's
DPJ.
sneaky.
He reminds me of Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Yeah.
Because he's good, but he's sneaky good. Not many people talk about him. He'll get his yards in. He'll get you whenever. You
And
don't even
Addison's
know.
looking real good in this offseason.
That's what I'm saying. You got Addison, Osborne, Brandon Powell, and I did have down they gained Neil Harry, first-round pick from the Patriots,
Yeah.
and they released him yesterday.
Why? He must not be doing something.
I was wondering the same thing. I've been wondering that. I was trying to find that out, but
The only thing that scares me on their defense, they got a good defense, but they was 26 last year.
I know, but they added Sheldon Day, Marcus Davenport, Byron Murphy,
Right.
and then their rookies are nice. Von Pace is a beast.
They
love
added
Devon.
they added stuff on their defense to make them better. I'm not saying that. That's why I got them at 3. But if that defense can step up, they can be a top 10 defense. With this offense, oof, watch out.
And I wanted to touch on this. A lot of the, what's the word I'm looking for? Not standard, but the agenda, not agenda, but, the agenda, I guess, of Kirk Cousins is that he chokes. in playoff games, chokes in big games. So I do my research. I'm like, are people just hopping on bandwagons? And do they really know what they're talking about? So I do my research, and I'm going to tell y'all what I found. Kirk had arguably one of his best seasons as a quarterback last year. He threw 30 touchdowns, 4,500 yards, and had a 92.5 QBR on the season, and a 66% completion rate, and 80. You know, when he's targeting Justin Jefferson, he has an 82% completion rate. 82% when he's throwing to Justin Jefferson. Absolutely ridiculous. And
Well, Jefferson's going to be almost any cornerback except Jair, like over the top, like so.
And in their playoff loss last year, and
Had to sneak that in there.
their playoff loss last year against the Giants, he threw for 280 yards, almost 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, had 0 turnovers, and he completed 80% of his passes, with a QBR of 112. You're telling me that's his fault? No, the Giants were just putting up points. I mean,
defense.
And he gets blamed for it. All I'm saying is don't sleep on Kirk.
And another thing, a little stat I want to put out there. I seen the other day. Kirk Cousins is the only quarterback in NFL history.
Oh my God, I was going to talk about that. A screenshot.
In NFL history, that's took their teams to the playoffs with a 25 or less ranked defense.
Yeah, it's right here. Only one quarterback in NFL history has led a team to the playoffs with a bottom 3 defense. Bottom three defense. Kirk Cousins. Absolutely crazy.
I don't know.
One more thing I wanted to say. Everyone that says he's a playoff choker, you're hearing. I'm completely non-biased. You're hearing from a literal fan of the Packers. When the Packers are playing, I'm rooting for the Packers to win. I don't care who they're playing, unless it's the Bengals. He's only been in 3 playoff games. His first game, he had 0 turnovers, 2 touchdowns, 300 yards. Second game, he won and lost in the divisional versus the 49ers with no Justin Jefferson. And then his most recent season, which is the 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 turnovers, 80% completion rate, 112 QBR. So this man has 2 playoff games where he's got 0 turnovers, thrown 80%, and got over 100 QBR, 2 touchdowns, 300 yards, and people say that he's a choke artist.
Because every time a team loses, they automatically put it on the quarterback.
Always. No matter what.
To me,
could play perfect.
It drives me insane, dude.
You're seeing it with the team that we root against.
When the team loses, it's a quarterback team now.
Every time. It's
when they win, it's a team
or
win.
QB stats. They say wins a QB stat. Like, you're telling me Jimmy Garoppolo's win-loss record is all on him? No. Come on, man. Like, are you serious? Like, come on.
I hate that.
What are we really talking about here? But yeah, okay? So one that I got that you don't have, which is my number 5, and then one that you got that I don't have, which is your number 4, is Chargers. You got Chargers. I got Ravens.
Okay.
Why do you feel like the Chargers? I don't even have the Chargers making the playoffs. I'm not big in the Chargers this year. Eckler don't even really want to be there.
Okay.
And then their offensive line is still mid, like decent. And then, I mean, I don't know, man. Their defense is not all that. Like, it's like they got some stars out there, but J.C. Jackson didn't do nothing for him last year. What's he gonna do this year?
Step up.
He has to.
Dude, their defense is sick.
In that AFC, I don't know.
Their defense is sick. If you look them up, like, their defense is sick. They got 5 stars that are. Their defense is sick. Like Herbert, Eckler, Allen, Mike Williams. Now you're adding Quentin Johnson. You should see this kid. I mean, I'm talking like.
Oh, he's a beast.
He's a beast, dude. Now you got all these weapons again. Then you got, Everett, which is a good tight end.
He is a good. He's solid.
Yeah, and I don't see how. And on my playoffs, I didn't have them making it. I have them missing by the same record, but division thing, bang, bang, bang. But I'm saying this team can be very, very very, very scary. I mean, if you think about it, Herbert's a beast, Eckler's a beast, Allen, Mike Williams. God, I love Mike Williams. He don't get as much credit as he should.
He's definitely a jump ball receiver.
Oh, yeah. He's one of the best. Second best behind, I ain't going to say. But and then the adding of Quentin Johnson, like, I don't know, dude. Like, Their offense is on point and their defense is good. I mean, you're talking about Derwin James, J.C. Jackson, Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack. I mean, come on, dude. Like, this defense is sick, dude. Sick. So this team right here, I don't know how they ain't good. It's either if they don't do something, it's got to be coaching.
It's a lot about their coaching.
It's got to be coaching.
I'm not a big fan.
Because with this team, you should not be losing. You should be making the playoffs. You should be making the playoffs with this squad.
I'm not a big fan of Brandon Staley at all. I'm not going to lie to you.
Just saying, with this squad, if you don't make it, it's got to be coaching. So they need to look more into the coaching staff, and they need to make some changes there because this is too good of a team not to.
I'm not a big fan of Brandon
good.
Staley. I've been super for the Chargers the past 2 seasons. I've had the Chargers making the playoffs, making it second round, third round. Like, literally, I was a big believer in the Chargers these past 2 seasons. They've shown me nothing. I feel like as long as they got Brandon Staley running that team, they're not going to win.
I don't think so either.
Because clearly it's not on them at this point. Yeah, they've had injuries here and there. But what team do you know that's got a Justin
sick,
Herbert
dude.
caliber player, Derwin James caliber player on defense, and then you got Keenan, Mike, through Mike's injuries, whatever. You still got Austin Eckler as your running back. Like,
who's great out of the backfield for a receiver too.
Teams like
golly.
this win with a good coach.
That's
they
what
don't
I'm
lose.
saying, man. If they ain't
They
winning,
got 49ers.
If they ain't winning, then they got it's the coaching. You got to start.
In my opinion, the Chargers got 49ers type, skill on their team. It's just they don't got the coach, man, and that's why I don't believe in them. And I'm sorry, Chargers fans, but y'all got great promise. I just hope that you guys can get rid of Brandon Staley next year, for your guys' sake. Yeah. But I can't believe you got the Chargers at 4. You could really see them sneaking. Like, you could see the Chargers holding up the Super Bowl trophy, like, sneaking in there.
Maybe not with this coaching staff. I don't know what's going on with them, but with this squad, I'm telling you what, man, they had the right coaching. There's too much talent. Listen to all the talent I just expressed. Like,
Right.
there's no reason they shouldn't at least make a run.
Right.
I don't know.
What about
It's
the
kind of
Ravens?
sometimes it's aggravating to me. Sometimes, like, I think the Chargers. I don't get it, man. It's got to be coaching. Their team's too good not to be making runs. It's kind of annoying, but
How do you feel about the Ravens? I didn't hear you say the Ravens. You don't
Yeah,
think they
you
got
know-
a shot this year?
yeah, I mean, it's Harbaugh. I mean, he's a great coach. Lamar Jackson, as long as he stays healthy, they obviously got a chance. Yeah, I didn't have him on there. That is another one you could definitely put on there, though. I had Dolphins, but yeah, Ravens could definitely be on there.
If Lamar's on the field for all 17 games, they got a legitimate shot.
Oh, come on.
He came in first year as a starter, won the AFC North.
It's just I don't know
And
what he can do in the
unanimous
playoffs
MVP.
because he ain't played no playoff games.
He has. I have that wrote down on here.
I say he hasn't played enough playoff games.
Oh, enough. Gotcha.
He's played one.
No.
Ain't he? The last
He
few years he
played
got hurt. The year before
The
that,
first year he came in, won unanimous MVP, and they lost first round. Next year, they won the AFC North, and then here I got it wrote down right here. But Lamar came in first year as starter and won AFC North, won unanimous MVP. Following year did the same thing, minus the MVP, and took the Ravens to the divisional, losing to the Bills and Josh Allen. He's done all this and never had a Pro Bowl receiver.
So he's 1-1 in the playoffs.
No, he's 1-2 because he lost in the divisional and then lost in the first round of his first year, and then won that first round. So I mean,
So he's played 3
and
playoff
when I did look up his stats, I didn't write them down for a reason because they're not the best. He's got a lot of yards total, and I think it was like 3 total touchdowns, 4 in those 3 games, which isn't crazy, but. I can't really say much as a Bengals fan. You can't really say much because when you look at Burrow's playoff stats, they don't look too crazy either. I'm not gonna lie to you; he don't have that many touchdowns, so I feel like you can't really judge it off of that. But he's getting the yards in his playoff game still. He just ain't getting it in there as often because normally when he's on the field, he's getting 3 total touchdowns a game. So I mean, the dude's, in my opinion, the best 2-way player I've ever seen. and I even seen Michael Vick. I'm sorry. The dude is ridiculous. I don't think Michael Vick ever won MVP unless I'm blanking. But I'm just saying, unanimous at that. But yeah, when they started last year, the Ravens were 6-0,
To
and then
me, in
he
both
got
their
hurt.
primes, I'm taking Michael Vick all day. All day.
I mean, go ahead, but
This is my opinion, you know.
I'm gonna take the one who's winning. That's all I'm saying. Who's winning without no Pro Bowl receivers? Are we serious right now? Like, I want to tell this to y'all. His receiving core this year is by far the best receiving core that the Ravens had, or not the Ravens, my bad, that Lamar Jackson has ever had, and it's Odell. Odell is our wide receiver 1. Rashad Bateman, wide receiver 2. Zay Flowers, wide receiver 3.
Who's looking like? Dude,
I mean, yeah, he looks like a beast, but
Zay Flowers is looking
not a
real
single
good.
one of them is Pro Bowl caliber. Yeah, OBJ was in the Pro Bowl back in the day, but I mean, it's nowadays. You got OBJ, Rashad Bateman, and Zay Flowers is your best receiving core you've ever had in your career. And he still puts up crazy numbers. Still winning games 6-0. And then he gets hurt, they miss playoffs, only win 9 games. Only won 3 games the rest of the season.
Yeah.
That's his effect on the team. It's all about if he can stay healthy. That's what's going to matter for the Ravens in this season. But yeah, I mean, that's all I got really to say about that. Just to run them down one more time before we switch to our top 10 QB receiver duos. My top 5 teams most likely to make a surprise Super Bowl run: Dallas, Jacksonville, Vikings, Jets, Baltimore.
Mine are Jacksonville, Jets, Minnesota, Chargers, and Dolphins.
That's crazy, Chargers. Oh, you didn't even talk about the Dolphins.
Oh, I didn't. I can. My
I
reasons.
mean, I feel like the reasons are there.
Yeah, they are.
They got like the fastest running back core in the league.
You know,
I mean,
That's
team.
right.
Team.
literally team. Yeah, that's what I got on
Hill.
here. With Hill, Waddle. Then they added Robbie Anderson. I know everybody don't like Robbie Anderson, but
That's a sneaky good pickup. I don't care. That's a
I
sneaky
think
good
it is too. And it's for depth and help. And then you got Moser, who's so fast, like he's so explosive out of the backfield, and when he gets in the open field. Tyler Croft is their tight end. I mean, their defense is still good, even though they just lost Ramsey, which really sucks for them.
He'll be
But
back.
hey, they went and got Eli Apple.
He'll be back in like
December, season's over.
Season's over. Oh my God. No,
December there's only like 3 games left when he gets to come back. If they ain't got, and plus Eli Apple is not even a comparison to Allen Ramsey, so hopefully they got other help that can help him on defense besides Eli Apple. I'm a Eli Apple hater, like somebody.
I'm not an Eli Apple hater. I'm not a hater of no players.
But
I just
you
didn't
know what I'm
believe
saying.
Eli Apple was, you know what I'm saying.
But yeah, Dolphins could be scary too. That's all, basically. He knows what I'm saying.
I mean, I agree. I had him in my
That's-
honorable mentions with the Bills. That's going to be a very interesting division. I think the top in that division is the biggest toss-up for me this year. Is their division.
Oh, you're talking about his win-loss record?
Just 1 and 2. Like, who's going to get first? I feel like that's the biggest, like, I don't know.
It's gonna be a crazy division, dude. I can't wait for that. It's gonna be awesome. Josh Allen, Tua, Rodgers.
Hopefully Tua can
Then
keep
you got
healthy,
throwing
man.
this, Mac Jones.
Yeah, let's jump into our top 10 QB receiver duos. I went through this. Took me a while to get through this. I wrote down everybody who I thought deserved to be on. I mean, who I thought deserved to be on it. Went through, switched my 1 through 10 around a couple times, and yeah, I got my list. So I'm gonna start us off since he started us off last time. At number 10, I got Derek Carr and Chris Olave.
Oh, we're going from bottom?
Yeah, for sure. Derek Carr and Chris Olave. Olave had backups all year last year. Y'all seen that face he was making? Olave had Acting like I'm stupid or something.
I'm not.
Olave had backup QBs last year, all year, and he was second behind Garrett Wilson in most receiving yards and receptions as a rookie. And that puts me to my number 9, Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson, because Garrett Wilson had 3 different quarterbacks last year and still had, his over 1,000 yards and most receptions and yards as a rookie with a Hall of Fame quarterback. That's going to be crazy.
Let's do your 5, and then let me do my 5, and then we'll go
Yeah, that's
last.
fine. And my number 8, I'm going to say,
We'll be right back.
is Tua and Tyreek. I went through this a lot, and switched around a lot of stuff. So,
Turn the fuck down.
yeah, Tua and Tyreek are my number 8. A-Rod and Wilson, my number 9. Olave and Derek Carr, my number 10. Got my honorable mentions, Jared Goff and Amon-Ra. When Jared Goff is thrown to Amon-Ra, he's completing 75% of his passes, which is ridiculous. Their connection is crazy.
Yeah, I love their connection.
I was flip-flopping between Goff and Amon-Ra and Carr and Olave at 10, but I just feel like the connection this year between Carr and Olave will be better than Goff and Amon-Ra. And another one of my honorable mentions is Justin Fields and DJ. I'm very excited for that. And a lot of people are going to be like, why didn't you put T-Ball on here? Why didn't you put Trevor Lawrence? Well, it could be Christian Kirk or Ridley. We don't really know yet. Like, Kirk looked like his best friend last year, but Ridley is probably the best receiver on that team. So, I mean, I got a reason for all these QBs. But, yeah, my number 8 is Tua and Tyreek. Their connection's really good. I just feel like Tua underthrows them a few, every once in a while. Like, I went to that Miami and Bengals game, and there was a few passes where Tyreek's wide open, leaking downfield, and he just either don't see him or ain't hitting them. So, yeah, my number 7, I got Dak and CD. When Dak's throwing it to CD Lamb's way, it's 80% of his passes completed. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And my number 6, a lot of people are going to be very surprised on, but the only season that they have together as a duo, they won a Super
For the
Bowl.
whole season.
The whole season. As a
Yeah.
duo,
Not
they won.
injuries, like last year.
Well, last year was their second year, and they couples out the whole year.
That's
so
what I'm
obviously that
saying.
don't
And
count.
Stafford got
That's
hurt.
what
That's what I'm saying. It's not.
So that's exactly what I
And-
just said.
And people's not. I hate it. People's giving up on them.
The only year when Cup and Stafford were healthy, they won a Super Bowl. That's my 6. 6, Stafford, Cup. 7, Dak, CD. 8, Reek and Tua. 9, A-Rod and Wilson. 10, Carr and Olave.
There's a lot of hate on the Rams right now for some reason. Like they got them ranked so low. It's like, why?
A lot of people
Just because they
forgot.
got hurt. They got hurt
A lot
last
of
year.
people forgot, man.
The year when they didn't get hurt, what happened? Triple crown, buddy. Everybody hating on Stafford. Like, dude, Stafford's one of the best quarterbacks ever step in the game.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He ain't on my list though. Sorry. Nope. All right, here we go.
What? He's my number 6.
Nah, he's on
Their
my list.
connection's crazy. He won Triple Crown. Triple Crown.
I didn't write down the honorable mentions, but I got mine too. And
All right.
Derek Carr, Olave, and then Stafford and Cup are my honorable mentions. But my number 10 is Trevor Lawrence, Calvin Ridley.
Okay.
I put them down at number 10.
Colin Coward had them at number 2. I just want to mention that. Throw that out there. All right, continue.
Cool. Cow, what'd you call him?
I say Cow Herd because the show's
Oh.
called The Herd.
Yeah. Anyways, I got Trevor Lawrence and Calvin Ridley. It's my number 10. My number 9, I got Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Man, Amon-Ra St. Brown, yes, this kid. He's so mad about being picked back so far that
He's got a lot to prove.
he is going to prove that he's one of the top in the league. And I think Jared Goff, he's been there. He's been to the games. He's been to the playoffs. He's made it to the Super Bowl. So he knows how to play in them big games. So I don't know,
I
man.
don't believe in golf, man. I'm so sorry.
He's already
to
made
you
it to a
golf
Super Bowl.
guys. I don't
So-
believe in him.
And I know they had a good defense and all that, but Jared Goff, He's a decent quarterback.
What did he do to get them to the Super Bowls, though? Like, let's be real. That's straight defense.
Well, I don't know all the stats on that, but
The year that he
It
took
did
him to the
obvi-
Super Bowl was
it
the
obviously
year
did
that,
suck.
that Drew Brees. Oh my God! That
Oh,
was the
yeah,
year Drew
no.
Brees was robbed of
Yeah.
his ring. What are you
Uh-huh.
on about? They shouldn't even have made it. I ain't whatever, bro. Whatever. All right.
yeah, I agree
Keep
with
going.
that.
Continue.
I agree with that. I'm sure everybody
Number
remembers
8.
that shit. Man, that was ridiculous. 8, I got Rodgers and Garrett Wilson.
Okay. I had him at 9.
You got number 9?
Yep.
Yeah. I got Rodgers and Garrett Wilson at number 8. I know they haven't played a season together, but like I'm watching all their practices and all that because I'm just because Aaron Rodgers ain't on Green Bay. I don't think I ain't gonna follow him. I ain't gonna stop loving him because he's still one of my favorite players in the NFL. I don't care if he's not on the Packers or not. Anyways, them two, I think it's gonna be sick. So I got them at 8.
He said he likes his 17s. Did you see that post?
Yeah. I like Rodgers in Sauce's handshake too.
Oh yeah.
I love that. But they passed it to the ball girl and shit.
Yeah. I seen
Yeah,
that.
I love that. My number 7, I got Tua and Tyreek. What'd you
My
got?
number 8. Hey,
That's
it's
number
looking
8.
pretty close. I thought these were
Yeah.
going to be a lot different.
Not really. I mean, I just didn't have.
I can't believe you
I didn't have Stafford and Cup on there.
That's crazy.
And I didn't
Don't
have.
say it. Don't.
And I didn't have Carr or Olave.
Oh,
I already
yeah, that's
told you.
true,
I
but-
ain't gonna tell you my tops.
But dude, golfing them on Raw. I literally have them flip flop like 3 times.
I see that.
So I didn't know what to do. I really didn't know what to do. They're really close. Like Derek Carr is a good quarterback. He's solid.
is.
I don't care.
He's
And
solid.
in my opinion, I'd rather have Derek Carr than Jared Goff. So that's all I'm saying. I feel like Derek Carr's got more guts,
But my number 6, which I'm gonna get a lot of criticism over, but I can't put these two above my top 5. I'm sorry. My number 6, I got Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce.
what?
Yeah.
How?
Because wait till this year, dude. Just wait. I'm going off what's going. I know, like to me, going into this year, I swear, I promise you, my top 5 is going to be better than them two. I don't care what anybody says. So my number 6, I got Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. You'll see why.
That
I'm
has
top
my
5.
mind blown because Patrick Mahomes, like, all I got to say is 13 seconds.
I know. Everybody knows.
Everybody knows. Mic drop. That's all I'm saying. Like, Kelsey and Mahomes are just win together. They just win together. If Mahomes
not
has
saying
Kelty, Kelty, oh my God, Kelsey. If Mahomes has Kelsey, they're Super Bowl bound. They're absolutely Super Bowl bound. And if Mahomes has Kelsey, they're automatically looking toward the Super Bowl. That's all.
Boo.
That's all I'm saying. I just can't believe you have them at 6. Like, there's no way there's 5. There's 5. You start us off. I want to hear these 5 duos better than Patty Mahomes.
This
and
year they
Kelsey.
will be. This year they will be. My number 5, which Dak Prescott, CD Lamb. Dak stays healthy. It's over, dude. It's stupid.
I just feel like this year he's not gonna have to look CeeDee's way as much when you have Brandon Cooks and Gallup. But I mean, Gallup gets hurt a lot, but
No, CD's.
he's hurt. He's healthy.
Come on, dude.
I know he's CD. It's just
To me, okay. Anyways,
I feel like
my number
CD
5 is Dak. I'm going back on all this at the end of the year, and I'm gonna put down the little stats, and we're gonna see how close everybody really was.
okay. We'll see. We'll see.
I mean, we obviously got it. We can't change nothing. So, my number 4, Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. My number 3, which I don't know why everybody's sleeping on, is Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson. I mean, come on, dude. My number 2, Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown. I don't know why they're
Wow.
not. I don't know why everybody
That's
thinks.
high.
I don't know why everybody thinks they're not on the list. Like them two's connections going to be. It was already ridiculous last year. Wait till this year. You're going to see AJ Brown probably 1,500 yards.
Super Bowl first year together. Hurts and
Yeah.
Brown.
So I'm putting Hurts and AJ Brown at number 2. Hurts, Brown, Cousins, Jefferson, Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs ain't gonna have a better season than Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. I do think so.
If you think Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb's gonna have a better season than Travis and Kelsey, you're smoking.
Travis and Kelce, that's one person.
Travis Kelsey and Mahomes. You know what I mean?
Travis and Kelce, one person. No, I'm just kidding. And of course, my number 1 is Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase.
Well, I'm gonna say my top 5. My number 5, I got Hurts and AJ Brown. I feel like since they only have a year under their belt, I cannot put them above these next 4. I cannot put Hurts and Brown above the next 4 when they only have 1 year under their belt. They did make Super Bowl first year, but it's criminal, in my opinion, to have them above these 4. I can't even believe it. Number 4, I got Kirk and Jettas. Most yards Jefferson's ever had last year, almost 2,000. Number 3, I have Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. You know, they're experienced together. They're best friends. They're always going to be dogs. Number 2, I got, I'm sorry to say this, but Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. I have Joe and Jamar at number 2. I mean, I know they got that LSU connection.
Yeah, but who's your number 1 then?
Mahomes and Kelsey. All I gotta say is 13 seconds, bro. 13 seconds. That's all I gotta say. You got Mahomes and Kelsey 1, Joe and Jamar at 2. Whenever I see Joe win 2 rings with Jamar, then we can say he's better than that duo. Mahomes and Kelsey, when they're together, oh my God. I bet you.
I'm just saying, Kirk Cousins and
Cousins
and Jefferson and Allen and Diggs are definitely going to do way better than them 2.
You think that?
I really do.
I mean,
I really do. I'm not trying to be biased.
Maybe Jefferson, but I don't think Diggs will. You have Hurts but you're saying Hurts and Brown's going to be better than Mahomes and Kelsey's duo. Like, come on, man. Hurts got Devonta Smith, Quez Watkins. They got other options. Dallas Goedert.
I was just saying this year, like, I don't know. Kelsey's not. He's not going to get no 1,000 yards.
Now Kelsey's not going to get 1,000 yards for the first time in history. Now he's not going to get 1,000 yards.
First time in history, so he's got 1,000 yards every single year he's been a starter. I don't think so.
I can look it up.
Go ahead, and you're going to be Rizong.
I'll look it up right now.
Does Kelsey have 1,000 receiving yards every year he's been in the league? No.
So you originally.
No.
Oh, he don't want to say this though. He had originally had Mahomes and Kelsey at 2.
Yeah, originally.
Jamari and Joe Burrow are the best.
Jamari, that's not even his name.
Yeah, that's not even his name.
Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown's gonna be sick, dude.
Jalen Hurts is my fantasy QB. I love Jalen Hurts.
Oh, that's right. He's a keeper.
Hurts your feelings, baby. You know what I'm saying? Set to the promised land.
You got him cheap as hell, too, boy.
Yeah, no,
that's such a good
keeper.
keep, dude. My God.
Travis Kelce.
Let me see.
As a rookie, had 900 yards.
862.
Second season, 875. And then...
And he barely hit 1,000
This is without Patrick Mahomes. Barely hit 1,000. You're talking about a tight end.
Alex Smith.
Tight end. You're talking about
Alex
a tight end.
Smith.
You're talking about a tight end right now, bro. A tight end.
Alex Smith.
You're talking about a tight end. Look at his receptions. When he had 862, 875, he had 7 receptions, 72 receptions. He obviously wasn't playing as big as a role.
Right.
Every other year, he's at 85 plus or 100 plus, and he's got over 1,000. As a tight end, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, is that 7? Or did I miscount? 7 seasons in a row with 1,000 plus yards. All of them are 1,100 plus yards, besides one. 85 plus receptions as a tight end. That's the best tight end of all time. They got how many rings?
Did I say it wasn't?
Did
I say he wasn't the best tight end?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that connection is crazy. They got 2 rings together, been to the bowl 3 times already, or what? Or 4, 3. Every time that they're in the playoffs, they're in the AFC Championship. How are they not top 2? That's so
Not this year.
That's disrespectful, bro.
Not this year.
That is so disrespectful. Like, I can see you having Joe and Jamar 1. Like, that's what some people have. Like, I've seen a couple people's lists. Or actually, no, I'm lying. I've only seen Kyle Howard's, and he had Joe and Jamar at 1. That gave me the idea to do this because his list was just so blasphemy. I couldn't even believe it. His list.
Yeah, no, it was.
He had there was a couple that I wanted to say. Yeah, Trevor and Ridley at 2 was crazy. And then
Derek Carr, Olave at 5.
Derek Carr, Olave at 5 is pretty crazy as well. I mean,
having Kirk Cousins and
Jefferson
Kirk
down
and
Jefferson at 7, that's pretty wild.
That's pretty
wild.
But
I mean, for the most part, it's not that bad. But
it was terrible. Sorry, Cowherd. You are.
Yeah, I definitely like the idea though. The biggest surprise to me is there's no Jalen Hurts on the list at all. Like Jalen Hurts don't exist, but It's all right. It's all right. I just can't. All right, so I had Kelsey Mahomes 1, best QB receiver duo in the league. Argue with your mama. There's no one that's got more wins, better stats together. They're best friends, bro.
I'm not saying that they don't have the stats or their wins.
They're 1. Joe and Jamar's 2.
But we're going off the best wide receiver duo going into this year. What do we think's going to happen by the end of the year? You're saying they're going to be
I
number
think by the
one
end of the year-
in the league.
I think by the end of the year it'll be Joe and Jamar at 1. But
Then you might as well have them winning the Super Bowl. Why don't you get them in the Super Bowl winning it?
because I don't believe they're going to win the Super Bowl. That's all I'm
They're
saying.
the best duo, though.
That doesn't make them win the Super Bowl. Just because they're the best duo, that doesn't make them win the Super Bowl. What? They're just the best duo together. That doesn't mean they're the whole team. What are you talking about? Are you serious? The Chiefs are going to be right there. Just again, I'm sorry to say it. As long
No, I don't think
going
they're.
to be
I don't
up
think
there.
they're going to be right there. I don't think they're going to be in the championship game. Not this year. Changes happen, man.
I'm just saying, don't lose your money again like you did on Tom Brady. That's all I'm saying. Like, Mahomes is there. He's there to.
I lost my money on Tom Brady.
No, I'm not you. I'm saying people in general.
Right.
A lot of people always, bet against Brady, and he always made it happen. That's how I feel like it's about to be with Patrick Mahomes. I mean, you think it doesn't sting to say this? Like, it's just the truth. It is what it is.
Yeah, I'm not being biased at all, but I think that duo between Burrow and Chase is crazy.
I think no Stafford.
You almost put Cousins and Jefferson right there at number 2 if I really wanted to.
Yeah, you could see Jefferson 2,000-yard season, especially with his number 2 receiver being KJ.
No.
You could see it. I could see it.
I don't see no 2,000 season out of nobody ever. But I mean, the biggest ones, the best receivers ever
I think
lived.
with an extra game, you can do it. But, yeah.
With the best receiver that's ever lived, only got 1,900. What was it, 50?
Chano Jocinco.
1959.
There's a few that I'm excited for, like Pickett and Pickens. I think they're going to be really good. There's always a breakout quarterback, second-year breakout quarterback, and I think that's Kenny Pickett this year. If it's not, then it could be Sam Howell. But, I don't know. I just feel like it's Kenny Pickett. And I'm also excited for Lamar and Zay Flowers because Zay Flowers
is looking
just
solid,
looks
man.
so good.
You might see
His route
offensive
running's
rookie of the
crazy.
year right there.
Yeah, facts.
Put that on a little wager. Zay Flowers, offensive rookie of the year.
And then one more thing I want to say before we end this list. If Terry McLaurin had a good quarterback, he'd be on this list. I'm just saying that.
They just keep jumping from
If he
quarterback to
had a
quarterback
good
to quarterback.
QB,
though.
he'd be in top 10. I don't care. He's over.
Then he's questionable for week 1 from his hamstring injury. That
He's
sucks.
okay.
He'll be fine, but he probably ain't going to play week 1.
I think he is.
Huh?
I think he will.
I thought he said 3 weeks.
I think he'll be fine.
Don't know
didn't
if
see a
they play-
timetable.
It
Maybe
don't
I
matter.
missed
Ain't
it.
like Washington's going to be any good. They're going to be last in the division. So.
Yeah, maybe I missed it. I don't know.
Poor Terry McLaurin. Like, you should have been on a different team, but it is what it is.
But yeah, that wraps up our top 10 quarterback receiver duos. I hope y'all liked this episode. It was, I feel like, a pretty hot one. Top 5 teams most likely to make a surprise Super Bowl run. Top 10 QB receiver duos. If you missed our episode last week, like I said earlier, go check that out. NFC predictions and the playoff picture. What we think is gonna, what we think the playoffs is gonna look like at the end of the year, and our first episode back on this season. Because this is a new season to Thread the Laces. Just me and Donnie over here. It's weird calling him that, but yeah, new season to Thread the Laces. We're turning up. We're running up all 2024. Next week, our episode will be Week 1 predictions because it's Week 1, baby. Week 1, you know what I'm saying? NFL is back. The NFL is back.
How to set that up, though? I made every page, and then the next page for that next week, bam, week 1, baby.
Week 1 already got us set up. Week 1 already
Bam.
excited. Bam.
All right, I got the teams I wrote down. I put, my guess right now. They all could change, though. It's just kind of just giving
He's excited.
just kind of giving a little, my predictions right now. But Look,
Yeah,
I
next-
got 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, Sunday night, Monday
Next
night.
week, I think we're just gonna do our week 1 predictions, and then touch on like fantasy football and what we're excited for the season.
We know week 2's
Just
got
things like that.
week
but,
2's
yeah.
got 2 Monday night games.
That's
pretty
starting
cool.
this year. I remembered. I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
that's pretty cool.
And shout out to YouTube
Week
and
2.
the NFL. Shout out to YouTube though and the NFL. They're doing I don't think you've seen this, but they're doing a student plan. So since I'm in college for sportscasting, if you didn't know, go follow me. I need steaks. Just kidding.
Follow.
For real, follow me.
What's gonna hurt?
They're only charging $120 for NFL Sunday ticket and NFL Red Zone. So I'll have Red Zone for $120 schmousing dollars.
How many devices do I on that? I'll throw in half on that.
Hey, I might but the only thing is you have to pay for YouTube TV every month. So I gotta look at how much that is. But
60.
$150 compared to, $120 compared to $450. It's $450 right now, and they're saying that's with the $100 off. They're saying next year, if you get it next year, it's $550. They're just doing $100 off since YouTube's first year doing it. They're about to make all their money back first year, but
Oh yeah.
they bought it for $2 billion. YouTube, $2 billion.
That's insane.
Absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, that wraps up this week's episode of Thread the Laces. If you stay tuned for next week, we'll have that week 1 predictions for you. And if you enjoyed this episode, hit that like button. Comment whatever you want. Comment if you think we're dumb. Comment if you think we left somebody out. Yeah, man. I'm excited for next week. I'm excited for this football season. Hit that sub button. Hit that follow button on all socials at Thread the Laces. And hit that share button if you want to, send us a little extra love.
Yeah.
But, yeah, until next week, this was Thread the Laces Podcast. Who Dey, baby?
Who dey?